Welcome and good morning to the Ron G Morning Show. Our guest this morning is Coach K with Wanna Go Fit. Live, and here we are. We are live today. I got my favorite coach with me. Let everybody know that everything went according to plan for Thanksgiving. I don't know if you heard, but we handed out over 1,350 turkeys on that Sunday afternoon, and it went great. And I brought some turkeys home and handed out to the people I give turkeys to every year. Everybody was so appreciative what went on, and it was great. It was great. But then the karaoke is supposed to happen.
I was
I
ready.
apologize. I apologize, everybody, for because we got schedules mixed up. Everything is all mixed up, but we're gonna come back and do it. And look like the tentative date is December 21st. We're
Okay.
looking at that now because so happened I'm booked up the next couple of Saturdays, which makes me feel good. But you know what? Enough about me. I got to talk about you and your third annual fitness coming up. Let me tell you what I did for this young lady. I
Well,
turned around. She didn't ask me to do anything at all. I went on, not only I put one commercial together, I put two together.
you've been on a roll.
And I sent it to her. She said, "Oh my God." Then I sent the second one to her. And she said, "Oh, so, I've been on the road because people got to understand that the only way the word's going to get out, we have to talk about it. But I can't talk about only on every other Wednesday. It's got to be on the mind every day. And that's one reason why that we partnered together. And I'm making this happen because people need to know, because that health fair that you had in November, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I know this one's going to be something else too.
Well, this one includes mental health as well. The last one was all mental health. And that actually came about from this event. The next one, the kickoff event, was the Get Fit Wellness Fair. And with that, it was like, all right, how can I spread the word? Like you said, what do we need to talk about? Again, it came this particular event because I initially started with only doing one event. That was the goal. I was only going to do one event a year. And it came about from the death of a friend who he worked himself to death. And it kind of hit me hard, And then I had a cousin who passed, and she's a year older than I am. And I think at the time, maybe I was, 41. And so she was 42, And it just really hit me hard that the resources aren't always there. It's not always a conversation. You talk about holiday time and Thanksgiving. Remember last week or the week before, I said be inclusive. You got some people who are trying to make some healthier choices. So let's have a conversation about it. Hey, bring this to the dinner so that way, maybe other people can try it. That's the only way information or knowledge is best when applied, and it's amazing when shared.
Yeah, you know what? I got to share something with you right now.
Okay.
I am going to pat my own self on the back. I went to the doctor, my 3 months visit. I went there, blood work and all that stuff. She looked at me, she said, "What did you do?" I said, "Is it bad or good?" She said, "It is excellent. You knocked off 3 points off your A1C. Your sugar level was down to where it should be at. We go a little lower on it. There's still room for improvement." But she said, "Whatever you doing, just keep on doing what you're doing." And the first name that popped in my head was Coach K. Because I listened to you and it's showing, just listen to you. Now, you're not my official coach, but I've been listening to you. Well, yes, you are. You're my official coach. But I've been listening to you on things I should do, what I shouldn't do, the things I should eat, the water, and all that stuff. I'm seeing it starting to pay off because she said, "I never seen nobody knock down the A1C 3 points in 3 months."
Nice.
"Can you knock it down 3 more?" I said, "I sure can. I could do it." I said, "And this is the holiday season, all that food around. But you know what? It's been moderation, just a little bit, moderation, not overdoing it. So, and then without her telling me I need to stop drinking beer, no, I did it myself without her telling me anything. Sometimes you got to be responsible for yourself. You don't wait for people to tell you what to do. You know what you need to do.
But here's the thing. People know what to do and what they need to do, but doing it is hard. Doing it is you staying committed to what you said that you were going to be committed to. My last client I just got finished with, she said, I'm still gaining weight. I said, what? How was this so? And as she's telling me what she has and so forth or whatever, and then I know that, you know, like you said, she may be a little heavier on the alcohol before bed and so forth. So I'm like, and as she's talking to me, I said, well, that's your problem right there. How you end your day and how you start your day. You know what I mean? Because she makes fairly decent choices. However, she, you know, ends her day with sugar and starts her day with sugar. You know, you can't do that and expect to lose weight, guys. I mean, say for the people in the back, you can't start your day and end your day with sugar and expect to lose weight. So let's talk about that. Now, that's kind of where I was going anyway, because we all have holiday events coming up, maybe, you know, like you said, even if it's just something as simple as a family dinner. However, you know, this is a time of year where you tend to go to holiday parties and so forth or whatever. And who doesn't want to show up looking fly as ever?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, knowing that's the season we in, let's make these better choices. If you start your day with sugar and you end your day with sugar, that is guaranteed to build fat cells in the abdominal area. Hand down, point blank, period. That's what's going to happen. So if you find yourself in this situation where you are constantly gaining, look at what you're eating. Remember the food journal. Write it down. Write it down, and also write down the times that you're doing this. Because if you do so and you see it, it's hard to, if you're honest, don't be, I'm not going to write that down. Don't do it. Don't lie to yourself. The first lie starts to yourself now. But if you are honest and write down everything that you are eating, if you write down the times that you're eating it, and if you can try and get an idea of how much you're eating. Let me tell you something. That's going to be a reality check, bang, in your face. You hear me? In your face. Because you're looking at it. So it matches what's happening in your pants and on the scale, right? Because now you can see, you know, I do have that extra donut every day or whatever. You know what I mean? So no, let's be honest with ourselves.
Right.
Just be honest with ourselves. You have holiday parties coming up. Let's start here. Let's not wait to New Year's. You know what I mean? Let's start during a time where it is hard, because it is so many options and things, and it's a little hard to resist sometimes, you know. But we're not saying that you have to resist all the time. We're just saying a little bit of moderation. So knowing that you have these things going on, man, watch that sugar. Watch the sugar before you go to bed and when you wake up. Those are definitely the two times where we want to avoid it. Protein and veggies.
You know, you are so right. I helped out a friend of mine right around the corner. You know, he had something going on in his electrical and stuff, and people want to charge him my arm and a leg. I went over there and found out it was a $35 breaker. I said, go get the breaker and I'll put it in for you.
Hey, Brian, my garbage disposal isn't working.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Look, you got to pick up these toys. Come on, bring your toolbox with you there, my man.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Making a long story short, he said, man, how do I owe you? I said, no, you know me. I'm not going to charge you anything. It's just, this is what we do. She said, well, what type of liquor you drink? I said, I'm sorry, I don't drink that anymore. Well, what can I do? I said, you know what? I have a nonprofit. Just donate to my nonprofit. That's all you could do. I don't care if it's $1 or 3,000. Don't make a difference. Just donate you on whatever you feel like it.
Nice.
Did, and he was much appreciative because the electric company that went out there want to charge him almost 10 grand to replace some things that didn't need to be replaced.
Mm.
So you look at things like that, and I know that's going to what you want to talk about, but we got to be mindful on decisions that we make. There's our choices we got to make in life. And he chose to come to somebody, and I showed him my electrician license. I said, I got a license, and showed him everything and went on and did it. So what you were just saying, it's a choice people got to make. Do they want to continue to eat that sugar in the morning, in the evening? Now, was it you that I washed one of your deals? Or I think one was about blue jean buttons, and the other was this one lady who was exercising on the ground, and she took off and ran. Was that? Did I see that on your site?
So yeah. So the one about the blue jeans, it said the buttons on my blue jeans have began to social distance from each other. And the other one was a video, and the girl said, "Oh, she said when your trainer tells you to go hard or go home." So she got up and ran home.
The backpack and took off.
But you gotta have some fun with it.
Yeah.
You can't take it too seriously. Like I said, with these type of life changes, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Now I did tell my client who, and I'm gonna tell everybody too, because like you said, I want y'all to think about intentional behavior, right? So one of the things I told her, I was like, she sits at a desk, right? And she said, I guess I can move more. I said, you can. She has a desk that stands up. I told her, I said, hey, you could put on some ankle weights and under your desk because she's on Zoom, so they're looking at her, and she's kind of it's one of them ones where she's executive level, so she's on them all day long. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I said, put your ankle weights on. I said, you can't, what you just gonna be? You sit there the whole time? Like, that's silly. You can have your ankle weights on, and if you're sitting, right, as I'm gonna sit back so you can see. But as you're sitting, y'all like my Christmas socks.
Yeah, I see.
But anyways, you can, put your ankle weights on. And I said, you could be that motion right there works your quads, like you said, stretches out your calves, pull your toes in, bang, strengthen your knees. You could just intentional behavior. You are intentionally moving, right? That's what you're intentionally not having sugar before bed. So you are going to do a sparkling water instead,
Mm-hmm.
right? You are going to stop because, like I told her, and let me talk to my smoothie folks.
Mm-hmm.
To my smoothie folks, bring it in, bring it in. Listen,
Uh-oh.
understand that y'all like these smoothies. You put the fruit, you think you're doing a good thing. Hey, I'm gonna have my fruit smoothie. And then in my client's case, she said, well, I don't put bananas in it because she knows bananas have a lot of sugar. And I said, I understand that. However, sugar is in fruit. It's a natural sugar, but it's still sugar, right? You're doing your little almond milk and your fruit smoothie. Okay. You're still starting your day with carbs there. That's what's happening. Now, if you decide, she said, well, sometimes I'll put the protein powder in and some spinach. I said all the time you need to put the protein powder and the spinach in. You know what I mean? So that's when I say starting your day with sugar. A lot of times, like you said, you're not thinking about it, but that is what's happening. If you're going to do a smoothie, please do make it a green smoothie. If you're going to have a smoothie, if you can, please do add some protein to it. Right? Start your day with some protein, right? Supporting your body, supporting your muscles. Going ahead, and the carbs are needed for energy. I am not saying do not eat carbs. What I'm saying is you can choose what kind of carbs that you have. So, and the time that you have them. Now, that same fruit, bring it in and after you've had or with your protein for breakfast, or have it as a snack or something like that. But let's start our day with protein. Start with the foundation. It doesn't, you may say, if it's eggs, it don't, I'm not traditional. Like you said, you can have your leftover turkey burger for all I care, However, let's start our day with protein. During this holiday season, again, we are trying our best to to not gain weight, but we still want to indulge. And then we don't want to be on the spectrum of the people trying to lose weight for New Year's. So let's start these healthy behaviors, right? Intentional behaviors now. All right? Now, another thing. Remember I was saying with her, I was telling her, I said, oh, you could put your ankle weights on and, so forth, whatever, Now, you can do something like that. But what if, that's not where you are? Maybe you work in an office. Now, I know it may look crazy, okay? But, I don't give a good goddamn going what looks crazy as long as it works for me, okay? And you should adopt the same attitude. Just saying. That's my PSA. But anyway, so like you said, with your intentional behavior, right? So with this, I'm not going to have sugar before bed. I'm going to start my day with protein, and I am going to have some intentional movement. However, I work in an office. I don't, I may be chained to my desk or whatever. Now, I did give you, right? I gave you a workout at your desk workout. Now, you can do that. Maybe you say, well, coach, I really don't have that type of space and I'm not really comfortable doing all that in the office, right? It could be possible. That's fine. No judgment. However, you can still, one of the things, like you said, and I keep saying holiday parties and so forth, because people take pictures. Because this is where you really see it, right? So you may, take a picture and, you're like, oh my gosh, my arms or whatever. And I say that because that's what I hear a lot of. So my example of intentional behavior, meaning I'm going to intentionally make sure that I get in some type of toning or strengthening or something, during the holiday season, especially. We want to continue, but I want to make sure that I'm intentionally getting it in because I know, again, they're going to be taking pictures, and I want to look cute in my clothes and so forth or whatever. So I have a stapler. Now, this is a little stapler or whatever. Maybe you have a water bottle, maybe you have something, but I'm going to use this little stapler here. Now, I know it, again, it may look crazy. I put out my disclaimer, but let's just say you set a timer for 30 seconds. Hold out this little stapler, water bottle, cell phone, right? And just hold it out. Now, when you hold out something for X amount of time, you're like, okay, you start off, you're like, oh, this is simple. After a while, that object gets heavier and heavier, right? And you know what happens when that object gets heavier and heavier, Ron? The muscles activate. So then we start to feel our muscles working. Of course, the weight of the object makes a difference, of course, right? However, by just doing that 30 seconds, I was intentional. I can get repeated movement.
Yeah.
And I'm at my desk. What does that, something like that, just by doing that, that's my lat. You want to work on some of them rolls? There you go. Take it all the way up.
Yeah.
Take it all the way up, But if you really want to work on, and again, this is something I hear a lot of, which is why I chose it as an example. Those arms that be flapping in the wind, let's start here. Start here. That same object. You could be sitting at your desk, right?
Yeah.
Same object. Same object. But what you're doing is choosing to intentionally get in some movement, to intentionally work on a goal that you want. Maybe it's to tone your arms. You are intentional about it, and you are not going out of your way to do anything. You're at your desk. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't like excuses.
I know.
I don't like excuses, Ron. So
no,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, because you'll say it right up front like you did on your deal. There's no excuse.
There's no excuse. And that's the thing. Even this. So this is a 40-ounce cup, and it's pretty full. I filled it up before I got here. So this 40-ounce cup, right? If I just want to say, all right, you know what, I want to be intentional. I'm working on, maybe, my back or so forth. So I'm like, every time I'm gonna fill this up, and every time I fill it up, I'm going to do, 2 overhead. Maybe I'm gonna do it single or whatever. Maybe whatever. I'm gonna use this 40 ounces to get a little arm workout before I start drinking it. Now, I personally, half your body weight in ounces. Remember that. So if I drink 2 of these, this is more than what I need. You know what I mean? However, this is my kind of required amount that, I'm supposed to drink. So that means if I do it twice, like I said, choose something I could with the, you know what I'm saying? Intentional freaking movement. That's all you're doing. We want to make everything so freaking hard, man. Life is hard enough.
Yes.
Can we just make something go a little simple? I know I'm not even gonna lie. I'm definitely getting caught up in the apps and the things. It's some of those things make life so easy. It really does. I can't even lie. However, we do need to go back to a time where you don't need any electronics, where you really just, you can just be in that space. One kind of not related, but related. I went to see my son in Dallas for Thanksgiving. So we went to dinner, and when I was dropping him off, I said, I went in and take a picture, And he said, well, I was kind of enjoying myself, so I didn't even think about it. I said, insane. We have to remember that, we have to be in the moment. And one thing about being intentional means that you're in the moment. You are choosing, like you said, making a choice to get in this movement. I'm making a choice not to eat the cake today because I know next week I'm eating the cake.
Man, you said it.
I,
I passed up sweets on
mm,
Thanksgiving. I just looked at it. Oh, you know, well, we made that. I said, I'm sorry, but I cannot eat that.
yeah,
No disrespect to anybody, but I gotta look at myself,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and nobody took it personal,
No.
because they know, and you know what they do for me all the time? I always got some unsweet tea there. Somebody say, "Who drinks tea?" I said, "Me," and leave my tea alone.
Right.
Because
And
they
that's
were
the
talking
thing.
about it, but now they're starting to see my choices, so they don't have to, but they accommodate my needs and what I eat and what I don't eat. And that's true family right there. That's knowing
Yeah.
that you're not doing that, and that's how I look at it.
But remember, like that was what we spoke about last week, being inclusive, being mindful of these, you have family members and Christmas is coming, so still take note. You do have family members that are diabetic, that maybe on a weight loss journey, maybe they have high hypertension and don't need a lot of extra sodium. You are going to have, people who have these things. And, not to say that you have to, accommodate, but it's a nice gesture if you're in charge of dinner, unless everybody is bringing, because obviously if you're doing a potluck, they're going to bring something that they
Oh
can eat.
yeah.
However, just in case it's not, and even then, I think it's still just a nice gesture to include healthier options or so forth in the meal period. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it for everybody. Just to say that the only things that taste good are sickening, sweet and fattening. It's some other things that taste good that aren't necessarily that way. Like you said, maybe making your greens with the turkey, not the ham hock or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe having your cauliflower casserole, in addition to your macaroni and cheese or, mashed potatoes or whatever it is that you're doing. So, I mean, again, it's just being inclusive, making, using intentional behavior. you you are intentionally making the choice to have a healthier option on your dinner table. And that right there, again, how does the process begin? When you start something, you don't go from start to end. It usually is, that's why it's called the process, right?
Mhm.
Because it takes time. So again, if you are in the situation where you started out the year wanting to get rid of some weight, and I say get rid, not lose, because again, you lose it, you find it again. So
Mhm.
if you started the year and you wanted to get rid of some weight and you still have not, and if you have started, congrats to you, keep going. Hopefully if you've made your goal, that's what's up. However, if that's what you are wanting to do, don't wait until after the holiday time, and don't use the holiday time as an excuse, to gain weight. Let's make sure that we are intentional. Again, intentionally watching our sugar intake. Again, you're going to be probably holiday functions, parties, whatever. So let's intentionally, do protein and veggies for majority of our meals, lean protein and not cheese covered veggies. I feel the need to have to say that. Not cheese covered and ranch covered salads, okay? Uh, like, just saying. But let's intentionally, make some good choices the other times, because doing this party or this dinner, you're going in. And knowing you're going in, can't go in all the time. I know we say keep it 100, but that ain't the time.
Yeah. And there's always this family member, oh, go ahead and eat it. One won't hurt you. You're not me. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. Well, I don't know why. You know what? Stop. I could be brash. Stop talking to me.
Yeah,
Just leave
yeah,
it alone. I
yeah,
said no.
yeah.
You
And
know,
so the thing about that, where if you are listening and you're one of those people who have said this, listen, sugar and like that fatty foods, it legit it is kind of it's like a drug, because once you get a taste of it, if you don't have control of your eating habit, once you get a taste, it's like
you,
down the throat.
yeah.
So if you are saying this to somebody, don't say that to people, because you don't know their battles. You know what I mean? That you don't know that they are struggling and they may be beating themselves up, and so don't, don't. It's not cool, man. It's not.
You know what I said one time to somebody? They said, "You don't want nothing sweet?" I said, "I got my sugar and spice over there." Where?
Ah,
She's sitting right there, my wife.
right.
And my wife looked at me and said, "What are you talking about?"
Good one. That's what's up. I think
So
that's
that's my sugar and
wide
spice
on
right
me.
there. I got a smile out of that one, and everybody
Ah.
and they said, "Man, he's smooth, isn't he?" I said, "All the time." I got a question that somebody just sent in. They're asking about egg whites
Egg whites.
in the morning. Should they eat a whole scrambled egg with everything with the yolk, or should they eat egg whites? And what's the beneficial with egg whites?
Okay, so egg whites is eliminating the fat. So the yolk is where the fat is. I am a big fan of egg whites, and let me tell you why. So I like egg whites because it eliminates the fat, because I still like cheese in my eggs. I pick my poison. You know what I'm saying? Egg whites are leaner. So if personally, I like to check the blocks. So I'll do egg white scramble. Like right now, I have an egg white casserole. So let me tell you. So I did egg whites, the big container of egg whites. And then I also did one whole egg though. Now, if you're doing like just like a little scramble in the morning or so forth, it usually gives you a measurement of how many eggs is, like, how many cups or whatever, is one egg. So I would say if you're not doing cheese, you could do only your egg white, but if you want, like, still kind of the consistency, but because the fat won't kill you. Like you said, the fat is not going to kill you. It really won't. But if, like, again, if you like cheese in your eggs, I say just do the egg whites, and, then when you scramble it, put your cheese in there or whatever. But I always like to add a vegetable to mine. So if I'm cooking eggs, 9 times out of 10, unless I'm like doing, maybe, unless I just don't have it. Because if I have spinach available, 9 times out of 10, if I'm scrambling an egg, I'll throw in spinach. Because to me, that's an easy way to get in my vegetable. Like right now, I have my breakfast casserole. My breakfast casserole had my egg whites, and I did put a whole egg, but I also put my turkey sausage in there. So I had turkey sausage, and again, I like cheese. So I did put a little bit of cheddar in there, but I have my spinach, and I put carrots and onions and stuff in there. But I topped it with I like pepper jack cheese, the slices, and I just put a few tore them up and put a few slices on there. Man, delicious. But what it is this protein and veggie packed. You see? Yeah, I still got the fat, the cheese is on there. Okay. However, I got protein and I have veggie covered. I
Okay.
like egg whites. Like I said, egg whites is a definite, if you're trying to make better choices, egg whites, I believe, should be in your cart if you're cooking. Some people not cooking. So if you ain't cooking, don't pick it up. But if you're cooking, pick them
All right,
up.
that was from Vivian here in San Antonio. Here's
Yeah.
another
And
question from Diane in New Braunfels. She wants to know, what is your cutoff time to eat at night? Because some people eat all the way up to 10 o'clock at night and go to bed, and we know that's bad.
that's
You
bad.
structure yourself during the day at the times that you eat, and then at night she wants to know, what should be the latest your last meal should be, and should it be heavy?
Ooh. So I'll two-part that one. If you are a heavy meal, like you want a protein, veggie, and a starch, man, cut that thing off. Really, I feel like no later than 5 o'clock. Because unless, if this is and I'm thinking of a 10 o'clock, 9, 10 o'clock, bedtime. So if that's what you're doing, have it around that time. If we're doing a lean protein and veggies as we should be doing for dinner, you can do, I would say no later than 7 o'clock. If, like for me, so for me, I may start up or start up. I may not have a stopping point. Just being honest, and I have to roll all day long. So a lot of times, like three, sometimes we'll say between 3 and 5. If not even, yeah, about three and 5 is where I really like have my like dinner like that, and that's because I don't get done until almost 9 o'clock. So if I'm not getting done until almost 9 o'clock, I can't eat a heavy meal like that, you
Well,
know. So I say, depending on what your schedule is, you really want to have a cutoff, maybe 3 hours before you go to bed. So it varies. There's, like you said, different variables for different people. So look at your schedule and what you have going on, and move accordingly. At least 3 hours though before bed.
and you can always have a little snack after that before, in
If
between.
you have a little snack, I encourage you it not to be fruit. Remember what I said about the sugar. So I encourage it not to be fruit. Maybe I always say maybe a handful of like nuts, or, personally, again, I am that person. I like celery. I like celery and stuff. I like, I will eat a side salad as a snack. That is nothing for me. So if I encourage you, if you have to have something, like if a crunch is something that you're missing because it's a chip type deal, then do like a crunchy vegetable. I like my little low fat. I would do the low fat sour cream with the ranch seasoning, or the Greek yogurt, no fat Greek yogurt or so forth, just for consistency, and use that as dip. But yeah, you could do that.
Okay. Well, that's two that came in. That was some good questions right there. Because
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's so many rules, like you said, and then you hear so many things. Don't eat this. Don't drink that. Don't do this. Don't do that. I mean, you really have to figure out what you need for yourself. And like that's what, like, going back to when we began about the wellness, the Get Fit Wellness Fair. So that is the premise behind the event. What tools do you need in your toolbox that work for you to get the results that you want for yourself, for others around you, or so forth, or whatever? But what works for you? Because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of other people. You may think you're taking care of them, but you're not, because you're not taking care of yourself. I saw a video about it had a child. I guess she was making breakfast or something. I didn't look at the video, but I saw the caption. And I think it said something about teaching her. So I guess she was little girl was she was a chubby little girl. You know, she was a chubby little girl. And I think the point of it was why do we not teach healthy eating habits? You know, and I believe that wholeheartedly. We have to start that, intentional behavior as a kid. You
Yeah.
know, even if if I can be honest, like I said, yeah, my mom was a habitual dieter, and I didn't always want to go on these diets with her, of course, you know. However, I am glad that I had the opportunity to see the difference between eating well and not, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I got to see she did exercise. Like you said, she, would go to different classes or so forth. Yeah, maybe she wasn't consistent or whatever, but I'm glad I got to see that too. Because when you are consistent, it shows.
Yeah.
It, you know, like you said, maybe sitting at your desk, doing doing little workouts or so forth may look crazy to somebody else. However, doesn't matter. It is getting you the result that you need for you. Nothing
Exactly.
to do with nobody else. Has nothing to do with anybody else. So, when it comes to what time to cut off eating, when is the best time for this, when is that? Let's just follow the basics.
Okay.
Follow the basics.
Before we let you go, we need to talk about your deal coming up on February 1st.
Okay.
We need to talk about that, what
Mhm.
you need. Now is the time to let everybody know if you're looking for more sponsors, more
I
funders,
am.
all that good stuff.
We are now, I actually just within the last week or so started soliciting sponsors. So we are looking for sponsors for the event because yes, the events are free to the people, but they're not free to me.
Yes.
So definitely, especially coming, around the holiday time. So we are looking for healthy vendors. So I always say that because it's no dig to anybody that sells paparazzi or popcorn. I think of the pop because I usually like to have her, but it doesn't fit in. It doesn't fit in. So I'm looking for healthy. I'm really, really, if you are a cold pressed juice vendor out there, please reach out to me. I would love that. Sea moss. I wasn't able to have those two last month, and I really, really would love it. And so do the people. So come get your money. So we are looking for vendors. We are looking for sponsors. One thing with the sponsorship, like you said, not only do you have me supporting you via social media, our email blast, and so forth, but you also have support from Barn G as well and WSAN radio. We do our interviews and we make sure that we spread the word. Like I said, that is the goal, is to still spread the word. Spread the word about good health, because in this particular event, we are talking about general health. So already on the panel for general health, we have a dentist, Miss Cheryl Davis. She's already signed up to be a panelist. So we talk about a lot of things, and I do my best, people, to find what I feel like are very knowledgeable professionals to answer your questions. So this particular event, I'm gonna do something different. This is year 3, right? So learn from your mistakes. This year, I am going to have, when you come and like kind of sign in, I'm going to have either cards or whatever where you can write down your questions beforehand. and just, submit them in the box so that way on that topic, we can pull them out and you can get your questions answered. So if there's something that you want, remember the point of these events is so you don't have to Google it. When you Google or go on that WebMD, you go down all these different rabbit holes, and
Mhm.
next thing you know, you like, oh my God, my leg gonna fall off and I'm dying tomorrow. No,
So true.
that is not what we're doing, y'all. So this year I am going to have, like you said, somewhere where you can submit your questions. I'm also going to have it to where you can submit questions online, as well. That was the goal, for this last event. Didn't quite happen, so we're shooting for this event. But that is, general health. We're still going to have mental health because it's a conversation. Got to be a conversation. It's all part of being well. Get Fit Wellness Fair is all of the components. So of course we're talking about fitness and nutrition, right? So we already have, if you came to the last event, Chef Nicole put it down on the food, didn't she,
Oh
Ron?
yeah, she sure did.
Yeah, she's coming back and she's going to do a little healthy meal demo for us. I'm also looking for someone else that wants to do a healthy meal demo for us. You're welcome. Please do reach out to me. I am looking for our professionals. I do have a list of people that I'm reaching out to as far as doctors, women's health, men's health. So if you know any of professionals, if you're listening and you want to sit on one of the panels, again, reach out to me. We are doing, like you said, some fitness and demos or so forth, some active movement that is going to be there as well. And then one thing that we added that I added this past year. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add it in again, make it more of a presence, maybe do a Q&A on it, maybe a panel of financial literacy. So we're going to make sure that we cover the blocks. Check, 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 check. Of course, we wanted the Sam Adams, the Sam Sam Austin group. They're going to be back doing the LLCs for free for our veterans, making sure that, hey, take advantage of some of the benefits that are afforded to you. You
Yeah.
get a free LLC. I tell you, as somebody who cannot get a free LLC, that's a blessing.
Yes, it is. Oh, I know I want to tell you. The other day, me and my wife was watching TV,
Mhm,
a movie, and
mhm.
it was this lady up there. And I said, "Oh, I know what that is." She said, "What?" I said, "That's a sound bath." And she started doing that and all that. My wife said, "How you know about a sound bath?" I said, "Hey, I asked about it first time around, but a lady came and demonstrated it for us."
Mhm.
And when I seen that at the movie, she said, "Is it anything you don't know?" I said, "I get educated every time I wake up in the morning from somebody."
That's right.
I've never heard of a sound bath before until you said it.
Mhm,
And I
mhm,
witnessed it and I seen it at the movies. And
mhm.
and I said, wow, it's a small world.
That, and it's awesome because, and it's awesome because that's the whole point. That's why I do this, man. Because I love it when people find new things, and even if it's something that may don't work for you, but you may be talking to someone and say, you know what, I know what you need. I had attended this event, and they had this and this and this and this.
Mhm.
So that is freaking fantastic. I love it. That's what's up.
So, I'm saying, I said, I think I'm gonna keep Coach K because she's all right.
A bad person to know.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, you're not. You get Coach K along with a comedian show all long because she will make you laugh while you're working out. The next thing
That's
you know,
right.
a year later, oh my God, what
That's
happened to everything?
That's right. I like you said, these jokes come for the free. I'm a joke. I'm going to. I can't help it. I can't help it. I try. It's even when like I first meet somebody, and you're trying to kind of figure them out, as far as a client, I mean. And I'm like, I don't know, are they my type of person? Because the joke's just gonna come. They're gonna come out. They're gonna come out. Will you get them? Do I care? Not
Yeah.
really.
No.
Not really.
Yeah.
Like I said, just like I said when I was talking about your intentional moving at your desk. I don't care. I mean, it may not be funny to you, but I think it's hilarious. And let me tell you something. I go to sleep at night feeling pretty good about
Yes,
myself.
you do.
And
Well,
talking about feeling good about yourself, guys, like seriously, we were having a conversation, the client I finished with before I got on here, and she and I told her, I said, I'm doing 14 days of self-care. And I started that because I felt like through all the moving around and doing the things, and like I said, of course, just not only in my business and my community and my kids and my it all kind of came at one head, and I just was like, I have a lot going on, and I realized that I wasn't taking care of myself like I needed to. So, and what before there was a collapse or any type of breakdown, I noticed the warning signs, and the warning signs for me is I just start feeling uncomfortable in my own skin. I'm just not comfortable. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I am a woman of a certain age. I'm moody anyway. That's just gonna happen.
okay.
Just saying. Look, I said to one of my clients last night, I said, as I've gotten older, I've gotten more isms. Like I'm just like you said, I'm itchy more. I was like, foods that I used to like, I don't. I said, I don't know. I said, I just feel like more of my Gemini stuff is coming out. And my client that's here, her birthday is like the day after mine or something like that. And she said, don't put that on the
Two Geminis in the same room.
Geminis. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting.
When you say about choices, I went
Mhm.
to Bible study last night,
That's what's up.
and I was sitting in the back, and the bishop called me out, Brother Gordon, come up front and sit. And I said, you know who sit up front, they're gonna call on. So don't even try it. So I sat up front. He didn't call on me, but he made an example every time it came to me. I said, what is he up to? So then we go inside the main fellowship hall, but everybody come together at, and we started talking. And at the end, they give the benediction to give away. Brother Gordon, you want to come up here and give the benediction? I said, what? Everybody in there heard me when I said, what? Oh, come on up here. I'll go ahead and do it. So I went up there, and he said he was giving the benediction. Now, Brother Gordon, I want you to bless the food. I said, really? I went on to bless the food. And so after things over, I said, is there a reason why you picking on me? He said, you call that picking? I said, yes, that's exactly why I call it. You in your church and everywhere. Have I done something? No, Brother Gordon, just you the man with the radio station. I want everybody to know who you are. I said, they know who I am. You pick it on me. Then they just fell out laughing. I said, you let your husband know I'm gonna get him back. I don't know when or where. Just let him know I'm gonna get him back before the first of the year.
Well, you know what? Um, sometimes you don't realize what you're doing, but other people do, Ron.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's pretty much how it goes for me. I just go. I just go. I'm not really worried about. I saw something, and it was, just talking about the things that you do, I not just doing them just because it's the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's what you're supposed to do. And I think that if we moved as such, it's just the right thing to do. You
Right.
know, I mean, is do would I want someone to do this to me? No. Okay, well, I'm not going to do it because it's just that's not the right thing to do.
Right.
I really believe that's what it is, but if you do the right things, people pay attention. So that's probably what it was and why he was picking on you. You know what I mean?
I took it in stride. It didn't really bother me. I'm up there, so it's all good.
I
You
know that's right. Like you said, be sometimes or whatever, you got to be a blessing, Ron. That's just what it is.
And also, everybody got to remember, no matter where you are, and us being Black, people are always looking at us. So you're always on your good behavior all the time, not just for that time, but all the time, because they'll see the real you on who you are by doing things every day. And if you're consistent doing the things that you are doing,
Right.
you have no problem with nothing at all.
Well,
Which so
to piggyback on that and just that's like you said, doing the right thing, and then to throw it and to tie it into your into the fitness segment of this, guys, doing the right thing, having a routine. If you make it a routine of doing the right thing, you won't have a problem. It becomes routine.
okay, can I say my quote now to end things? The
Don't
problem is not
play
the
with
problem.
it.
Your problem is your attitude about the problem.
That's right. That's right. You could look, like you said, you could choose what kind of day you're gonna have, right? Good day or a bad day. It's up to you. That's how I look at it. But I
Me.
tell you this, don't come raining on my parade.
Mm, say
Mm.
that again. Say that again.
I mean that. Don't come raining on my parade. And that is the cleaned up version of what I usually say.
Yeah, I could imagine the other version.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm quite colorful, but I know how to pick and choose. I was raised right.
Yeah, it's just if you rub me wrong, you're gonna get it. That part
Again,
right there.
let's go back to that prior Gemini statement.
Yeah,
You choose. Look, I told one of my well, I have a saying anyway. You choose which two fingers you want to get. You want these two, or you can imagine what other two.
yeah, yeah. Didn't I tell you she was all right? Did I tell you Coach K is my favorite coach? I don't care what anybody say about you. Oh, I do want to
And
say
I
one thing.
don't either.
I do want to say one thing. Tammy gonna say, why you bring my name up? The reason why I'm bringing Tammy name up on the panel, I mean, she talked like she knew you was there. Sometimes I'll sneak out and get Burger King. I don't want my coach to know about. Well, you just told her. I was
And
meaning on talking to
you
Tammy
know
about
what?
that.
Again, moderation. I'm not naive to the fact that, people like different things, right? We all have our things. However, moderation. We can't be sneaking out, you see those little videos where they have the couples that's supposed to be on diets together and they both sneaking food.
Mm-hmm.
No, 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 no. You have to remember, you have to make it a habit of doing the right thing. You have to. You
Now,
have to. Don't sneak off too much, folks.
yeah, you stop think about sneaking. Sometimes I get a wild hair out, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm in there making homemade oatmeal raisin cookies. And my wife will get her and say, why are you making all those cookies? I said, trust me, they're gonna be gone. She the first
Mm.
one packing cookies, taking them to work. The first one. And she told somebody the other day, I don't know what get into my husband. Sometimes he start baking at 5 in the morning.
Mm.
And I do. I get up and just start baking for my show. It just, I don't know. I just do it.
Man.
And,
Well, that's what's up. Yeah, no, that's not happening around here.
but you know what? we're gonna go ahead and get going because I gotta call you right after this show. I got something to discuss with you. It's gonna take about 5 minutes.
Okay, all right. I got 5 minutes. I've got to get ready for my next one.
All right.
My folks, remember what I said. Be intentional. Intentionally make good choices there, folks. You know you're going to be in pictures. You don't want to look crazy,
Yeah.
okay?
Young lady, you take care. Peace and chicken grease. We'll talk to you later.
Have a good day,
All right, you
guys.
too. All right. Goodbye. Thank you for tuning in to WSAN Radio. Catch us on our YouTube channel, WSAN Radio SA. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button.